Oh my gosh, look what the cat just dragged in, or look what the third floor just dragged in. I'm going to do kind of a Star Wars kind of view here, and I'm going to show you what kind of case this is. Do kind of one of those. Alright, I'm sure you saw the front. Get a load of those peripherals. With me not having that much space in my room, it's going to be hard trying to look around this whole thing. I don't even know if this is micro ATX or ATX or what would you call it. But this right here is a gateway. Look at that logo. Things like 200 years old. Is a Gateway Family PC P5-133. Oh my god. The thing I like about this case, it already looks scalable. So that's what I'm all worried about. I don't care about the components. Alright, that is good. These covers are removable. You have your CD drive, probably like 4X, floppy, and a blank slot, and that's a restart button, your power button, and you got your power and hard drive LED. And it is dusty. This computer must be from the early 90s, when computing was becoming a normal thing. Let me show you these peripherals if you just can't identify them. Oh man, I can't believe I got this machine. Hey, I don't even know what kind of power supply this is. Let me see. You have two PS2s. You've got a parallel, which is that long one. You got your serial. You have your VGA. You have your, oh god, what is that? Here's the diagram over here, but I don't know what that means. It could be a MIDI. I'm not sure, but then you have your audio jacks. And you come all the way down. Look at all these PCI slots you have. I can do a lot with this dirty old dusty case. Here's the thing about this dirty old dusty case. There's not too much ventilation. So, once again, I have a problem with that. But just to get the side cover off of this thing takes like 5 screws. So, that's problem number one. No thumb screws. But the case itself is really strong. You know, it's really scuffed up, but the case itself doesn't have any dents or anything. But let's go down. You have 2 USB ports on the PCI bus. When this computer came out, having PCI built onto the motherboard was just not, you know, impossible at the time, or just too expensive. That must be another sound card or a MIDI, or I don't know what that is. And then you have your dial-up. There is no Ethernet on here, but that's okay, because if I use this as my computer build, I might get it modified, or I don't know, leave the side cover off. I wouldn't want to do that. Alright, so we're going to pop this machine open, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like inside. I had to bang the side case off, but this is what the machine looks like inside. Alright, this is insane. I can't set it up straight because then it'll be touching the floor, because that case is like the bottom and the top. So first we're going to start off with the power supply. The power supply is, don't want my camera to touch it. This stuff could still be active. I don't know. But check out this this fan. It's like outside of the power supply. Who knows what kind of power supply this is? I think it's 145 watt, because I see W145 on the model number. But alright, let's check this out. Whatever that is, I don't know what that is. That could be the chipset. No. I know what that is. That's the Pentium processor. Back in the day, Pentium processors were fanless. So, yeah, that's what that's all about. That was a fanless processor, Pentium. I don't know. It was the Pentium 1 or the Pentium 845, whatever you want to call it. Here's all your express cards, and not even express cards. This is old PCI. Now, these slots, I'm not sure. I'm just looking at them right now, and I'm going to pull up the documentation for them. But if I'm not mistaken, these look like ISA buses. If they're not ISA, then they're maybe some kind of weird PCI slots. It's weird. Then you have your regular PCI, and you got your RAM, which is loaded RAM. And there's a PCI slot up here, believe it or not. This is crazy. This computer has a lot of room for expansion. Yeah, this is weird. Alright. Then you got a CD drive, IDE of course. And you have your floppy right there. Then you have your hard drive right here. I'm not going to pull it. Actually, I will pull it out so I could show you what kind of drive it is. It's screwed in from both sides, so it's going to be impossible to get that out. Never mind. And whatever this cage is. Oh, that's the cage for the hard drive. Wait a minute. Let's check this out here. This thing has 2 hard drives in it. This thing's a master. You can put a hard drive here, hard drive there, and a hard drive right in that cage. Wow. This is really an expandable case, and I really want to keep it. It's old, though. And I'm really, really worried about airflow. I may have my friend modify the side of it, but that comes with a price, of course. Check that out. There's an ATI Rage 2 on here. Wow. You see that? And Intel PCI set. So that's the chipset for the PCI, I guess. I love these chips because they're big and readable. Today's chips are like really tiny, and you can't read anything on them. You don't know what those chips do, not unless you like read a manual or something. Well, and this is an Intel board, but it's got ATI chip on it. And this case weighs a ton, but it's got a lot of room. And check out these power buttons. This is kind of how our modern computers are. This must have been a good board at the time. This is just a standard ATX case. This is not a micro ATX, if that's even a form factor. Alright, well check this out. I'm gonna plug it in and see if she powers up. Now I have an old monitor right there just to test it on. That case is now empty, no motherboard in it. But there's our old monitor. We're gonna test this thing. Yeah. I'm gonna actually unplug all my other stuff just in case there's some kind of a shortage. Alright. Okay, welcome back to 1999, folks. The brand new Gateway computer with the fastest and greatest processor ever. Because that's exactly what they would have said back in 1992. I still didn't pull up any documentation on it yet, but I do have it hooked up via VGA, and this is going to be a first test boot up. I haven't done anything to it but open the darn case, and that's just in case the power supply starts smoking. Okay, first boot up. Oh boy, I can't find the power button. Alright, that was the wrong button. It's fired up. Oh my god. And guess what? The monitor matches the system. Maxter. 1 GB drive installed. The second one, I think that's a... I don't know. I think that's a 1 GB. Holy crap, Windows 98. It's booting. It hasn't been touched since like 2002. Holy crap. Check that out, man. I haven't seen that in a long time. Guess what? I don't even have any keyboards hooked up. I just want to see if it boots into Windows. Alright, what is this saying? Oh wow, it has a background. Oh, boots into Windows. Windows mouse support. Hold on, you know what? I might just throw my wireless mouse in. Wow. Hold on, alright, I'm just gonna hook up my mouse. Yeah, we just restarted because it doesn't have mouse support. Well, mouse support when you plug it in, you gotta... Alright. The keyboard I'm using is a Dell Dimension 2350 keyboard, also used with their old Optiplex models. And the wireless transmitter I'm using, which might not work, it might need the drivers, because Windows 98 I don't think I had plug and play. Oh man, that is amazing. This thing boots up really quick for a computer that's almost, let me see, like 15 years old plus. It's doing a scan. Oh, I don't want it to do that. Just exit. Yeah. Just because I turned it off incorrectly. Took longer to boot with the devices plugged in. Listen to that hard drive trucking away. Alright, let me see if I can hit enter on the keyboard here. Oh, there we go, the keyboard worked. I'm still not getting any mouse. Probably not going to pick up the mouse. And there's a password on here. I don't know it, but this used to be owned by my aunt, and damn, it's running Windows 98. Holy crap. Let's see if I can hit enter. See if it'll bypass it. Huh. I know there's an easy way to create profiles on here. Well, guess what? Since I can't get the password working, I am going to wipe out this computer and throw Windows XP on it. And let's do it that way. This is going to be fun. I can't, but I don't know the password on this. So, yeah. You wouldn't believe it, but check this out. First generation Pentium processor. That's how fast it is. You know what? That's almost, I think that's just the bare minimum for Windows XP. 133 megahertz processor. I have no idea how this is going to run. It's got a good amount of RAM. Let me go back to that page. Let me see. Yeah, it's got that much RAM. So, just under 500 megabytes, I believe. Just under 500, and it still remembers the date. This is crazy. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, wow, this is not much of a BIOS here. Advanced chipset configuration. And, you know, it's not much of a BIOS. 1.0.5, so, you know, it's got 2 Maxter hard drives in them, and I'm surprised they're still running. Maxter was like I guess the Western Digital of the 90s, but I don't know. Alright, so we're just going to throw XP on this. We got to set the boot menu. Well, I did have a problem trying to install Windows XP on that computer. I think the hard drives were preventing it from properly booting up, but that doesn't matter. I think I have to wipe the hard drive out so it doesn't instantly look for the MBR, because I did set it to boot to the CD drive first. I don't know why I didn't accept that. I might have discarded the changes, so I found this disk in there that I was just showing. $12,000 images on a disk, and that was 12,000 images back in 1996. That's when the computer was purchased. So I gotta get my mouse back here. Actually, I'll just use my trackpad. I don't know. Well, let me see if I can let the CD auto run here. Maybe it'll do better if I do that. Autoplay. View pictures. There's 12,000 pictures on here, so I guess these are for like your desktop or whatever. This disk's so old, the computer's not even going to read it. WMF? Oh my god, they had to open and paint. Holy crap. Alright, well, I'm not going to go through this. Comes to find out, I didn't have enough video memory to install Windows XP.